It's still this morning on ITV, bringing us to our first talking point where we'll be looking at the outcome of the election. This will be done through the eyes of a public affairs analyst, John Desmond. Very good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning.
You're welcome. Yeah, my colleague, of course, will be running this together with him, Bola Bakari.
Good morning, all viewers.
Yeah, so as we speak now, elections declared, some inconclusive. Of course, we also have for Enugu and Abia, the cancellation put on hold. Adamawa, inconclusive, you know, and I mean, let's get your comment on it.
Well, it's a welcoming development, and we are making a progress, and we're achieving a lot of political development. You know, in the past, we hardly hear inconclusive election. This just started. This is the second elections that we'll begin to notice inconclusive election. What that tells us is that the integrity of the election has to prevail above all, and that is to say we are making progress. Yes.
Okay, we are making progress, but if you look at the process of the elections, you know, you want to look at some of the promises, those that were fulfilled. You want to look at security operative, what they promised, especially with the National Security Advisor that said if you want to foment trouble, even if you are of the same party with the president, he will clamp down on you, he will fish you out, and you will be dealt with. Yeah, so on the security part of it, what can you say compared to what we have had previously?
Well, honestly, the security part of our election has improved, to be sincere. And but there are still some challenges, and these challenges has to be looked from the electoral partners. Who are the electoral partners? The people, the community, and the political parties. You know, the people that provide security on election day are the conventional Nigeria armed forces. And we know their own challenges, that they are underfunding, they are underpopulated, you know, the manpower is very low, there are deficiency in some technicalities. So these are their own natural challenges. Now, deploying these people to challenge to curb the crimes of election on election day, on a single day process, they're still going to be challenged. But then we should also celebrate them that they have improved. Then the host community, the electoral community, the participant, politician and political parties should create more awareness at the role of citizen in election. You know, I think around 2015 we used to say, if you vote, stay behind and watch your vote counted before you go back. And this time we are saying, if you vote, make sure those votes are uploaded on a INEX portal before we go. So if community can be more proactive in safeguarding their votes, you know, I watched a clip in River State where one of the presiding officer was saying, look, the community told us that the people that came here, we know them, they are from their community. And immediately the security agents went after those people and arrested them. The clip is in public domain. So it should be a synergy within the host community, the electorates, the political party, and the security agents.
That's a good one. Let me now take you into some of the dynamics of politicking. There are some states that some political parties believe this is our state. Come rain, come shine, we will win the state. But we're beginning to see some changes, which I believe is one of the gains.
By number, by participation, no. It's by who delivers vote, who makes me win in politics all over the world. That is why Ibn Kasi, who is a renowned surgeon, was not given Secretary of Health. He was given Secretary of Transport, because Donald Trump will tell you, what is the vote of the blacks for me? Okay, so it's a global phenomenon. Winning is key to politicians. So if they want to share appointments, they look at those that makes them to win.
But if you are saying this, the incumbent party did not get that much of votes from the Southeast.
Yes, that's why I say I'm going to speak on two factors. That is based on my own, on a personal opinion.
Of course,
I would say the APC now, who is the majority of National Assembly, should zone it. They don't really need to get the major vote, popular votes from there. But they have key individuals that have stood for them in that region. One is the likes of Orji Zokalo. Two, we have the governor of Ebonyi State. Look at what happened in Ebonyi State. Ebonyi State now tells me that, look, the Southeasterners are not actually against APC. It's just that the APC need leaders that can mobilize votes for them. Look at the election in Ekiti. APC won virtually everything seamlessly. No fight, no trouble. Why? Because the governor there is a performer and he carries the people along. So if they can have 2 or 3 of that type, of course they can penetrate deeper into the Southeast. Look at Orji Zokalo. He has been there with them since 2015 and he's a ranking senator and he's the House majority leader, I guess. So they are qualified, okay? But
how many votes actually came?
Now that is on the side of vote. But we should look on the side.
But should the region not be rewarded with what they brought on the table in terms of votes?
Look, there are constitutional rewards. This is the challenge with this Buhari administration. There are constitutional reward, there are political reward, and there are leadership reward. We should also know that that's how it plays out. The president has a discretion to choose whomever he wishes from any region. That is leadership region. There are constitutional reward that say, oh, each state must present its own minister. Okay, so that one is, and then there's the political parties. Oh, APC, okay, we want to make inward to the Southeast. Southeasterner, this are key position we want to give you. After this, will you mobilize your people to support us? Politics is all about negotiation. It has nothing to do with who is not supporting you. If you are not supporting me, if I don't win, will I be here for you to talk to me that I should come and give you position? No. Now, the other side again is, in the South, we also have good party men who had made tremendous contribution. Look at the likes of Akpabio. You know, the APC got almost 29% from that state. And they had state house of assemblies and federal house of rep, senator. So I look at South and Southeast.
Okay, John Desmond, let's take a quick break for commercials. We'll be back.
Okay.
Of democracy. Take for instance a case like Plateau State. APC lost to PDP. Take another case like a case of Benue. PDP lost to APC. And even the newcomer, NNPP, won in Kano State. And again in Sokoto, it came from PDP to APC. What's your take on this dynamism?
No, ordinarily in politics, there are traditional stronghold of every political party. But the good thing about political movement is that it's a dynamic relativism. What that means, there can be change at any time. And that is what we experience in those states you have mentioned. For instance, in Benue State, the outgoing governor of Benue State came under the platform of the APC. And along the line, he had challenge with them and he moved to PDP. Now, we can now say that the PDP had regained back their state. In Plateau State for a very long time looks traditionally PDP state. But there was a change in 2015 that brought Lanlong. And the PDP has regained back their state in a...
So it's reclaimed, regained,
yes,
and sustained.
You see, if you look the global political development, it's almost the same thing. If you look one of the oldest democracy, for instance, the United States, you see that there's some state that the Democrat and the Republican are sure and certain, except there is a massive change, like what happened in 2016 and 2020 election. Look at Kano, for instance. Remember, in 1999, Kwankwaso won, but in 2003, the people doesn't want to continue with Kwankwaso, and then they brought in Shekarau till 2011. When he came back, he moved on with Ganduje, handed over the mantle of leadership to him. But around 2019, they were scheming for change of leadership, and then he moved to PDP. But he noticed that the political fortune of PDP in that state is slim. But he has a personality that can drive and can win. So he went and then formed his own party, and because of his previous and track record, that's what spoke for him loud and clear. Now, these are the political dynamics that every political nation should experience, and that is the beauty of democracy.
Let me add one more thing to my question earlier. As we speak, we have APC in about 16 states, we have PDP in about 7, we have NMPP in 1, and then the other subsequent ones that are still in the balance that are not concluded yet. Do you see this as a gain of democracy?
Yes, it is. For instance, there are some states that everybody thinks that PDP or APC will win, and they lost. For instance, in Zafara, APC is losing that state. In Sokoto, PDP has lost the state. Even in Kano,
a new party,
unpopular party.
Don't say so. It's popular. It's not popular.
Is it about the party or about the person?
Now, there are a lot of factors, but
Yes,
the major thing
because
that has to do, the major thing that has to do,
the Konkosia movement has been there.
Yes, that's
from
how Nigerians started. We started with political movement, but we didn't ideologize it into our constitution. What we have in our constitution is political party. Okay, we don't have movement. Individuals, individual impact on political development is high, but we didn't catalog it as a political way of doing things. So you look more of the party. Whatever the achievement of individual, it can come and go, but the achievement of the party is what is documented.
What we're saying here is NMPP is a new party.
Yes.
In terms of its name, if you even ask some people, they cannot give you the meaning of NMPP.
Yes.
The only recognition
is Kwankwaso.
it is Kwakwanso
Yes.
as a person.
Yes.
And don't forget the fact that politics and voting is an emotional thing. It is what you feel towards a person and not necessarily a political party. Are you saying the political party, the people go for the political parties more than the person, or
Now-
the person more than the political party?
Now, this is where we need to look at the constitutional validity of our political arrangement, where we can now begin to promote independent candidate in an election. Our constitution recognizes political association by political party. Yes, emotionally people can be drawn to individual, but that the impact is very low. How far can an individual go in a nation?
Yeah, but it appears in this election, the inclination is towards individual and not political party. Hold on. And that's what we saw during the presidential and National Assembly elections.
Yes.
Where in the southeast, the south, of course, some part of the north central, the focus was on
Individual. Yes.
individual in that particular party.
Yes.
And because of that individual, we discovered that they garner more votes. But in the gubernatorial, they believe that, well, it's not contesting. So we even saw that the turnout was low.
Yes. That's what I
I
said.
give a classical example is the Obi factor.
The obedience movement.
Yeah. So that movement got more people come out to vote. Got more people come out to vote. But in the governorship and state house of assembly, it's not coming out. And the number recorded for that party due to the obedient movement, I mean, about 6 senators. You understand? Then House of Rep members about 14. And here in the governor I mean that party is struggling to even have a state.
You see, that's what I said earlier. The role of individual in election like ours looks to overwhelm the political development in some cases. But the question is, how far can that individual movement go to produce the needed change? The chances are very slim. And that has been there from the First Republic. We had fine gentlemen that has come of stage the stage and do as much as possible they can do, but when you collect the whole result, it's not, they may be loved by the people sectionally, depend on where they are popular. But when they do within their political party, when this individual is enthroned into a good political movement, the fortune of that party will be more than individual fortune.
Are you underrating the person below the party or the party above the person in terms of our practice? Because you run an inference now that will run for you. Even those days when we had the Awolowo, the Zig, the Aminu Kano, we knew more of them than the political parties.
Yes.
Because they were more formidable
than
they exude a manifesto that the people can relate to.
Yes.
That is why some of them you can call them progressive, some of them you can call them welfareists, some of them you can call them conservatives. It is the person. My question to you is it the person that makes the party, or is it the party that makes the person?
Good. That's a very good question. The two works together. You must look, when you are going into an election, there are a lot of things that people don't look at. One, look at the guidelines. Two, look at the acts that will produce the guidelines. Now, if you have a good person on a good political platform, it will be easier to win. If you have a good person on a smaller political platform, it will be difficult to win. No matter how good you are, you need political associations to play your back where you are not there. So that is why those good names, those political leaders of the past, of the First and Second Republic, has to come into alliance with other parties, with other peoples who they believe can wrestle and muscle power for them. It is not all about you, it's all about the system. The system says you must go from east to west. But as an individual, you can only go from east to south. And if you don't go to west, you can win. So what effort have you made?
Let me throw in another one here. The houses of assembly on the state level.
Yes.
In some states, there are existing governors that are off-season.
Yes.
In the other states, there are elections for both the gubernatorial and the houses of assembly.
Yes.
How much of an impact has the governor, be him sitting, be him contesting, played in the configuration of the houses of assembly?
A lot. A lot. Now this is where political associations comes in. If you look at our electoral history so far, or if you take a quick look at what just happened, you notice that in most states, the governor, that the sitting governors seems to garner more vote in the State House of Assembly. You know why?
Can you run an inference to Edo?
No, the Edo case is a special case.
It's
yes.
part of us too.
No, the Edo case is a special case, and that should be a discussion for another day.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
If you look at the configuration of that state, the obedience movement is very loud here. The state has a high influence of PDP, and then the Adam Oshomole factor is there. So these are the three things that is. Then the non-performance of the governor, the state has been.
No. If you see,
I have been seeing people carry placard in Edo State.
Carry placard anywhere.
Okay, I talked about the PDP performance there. The PDP factor in Edo State is very loud and is strong. Okay, and the obedient movement there came to also destabilize them. If not because of obedient movement, the PDP will have done well in Edo State. There's no doubt about that. Then we look at Edo North, where the Adams Oshomole is coming. Now look at Anambra State, for instance. The ABGA got 16 house state house of assembly, ABGA. This is where obedient movement should be naturally louder than expected. Okay, so but that doesn't play at the state constituency election. Look at Kogi State, for instance, when where election is not being conducted, the APC got almost I think about 22. You know, look at in Kanu, where the APC lost, the NNPP got almost 70% of the state house of assembly. So the impact of the governor usually determine, then the people sometimes they lose interest when there is no other election to give them appetite to go and vote.
Do you believe in this general statement that state governors cow their state's houses of assembly?
Of course, is the truth.
Based on what? What are the parameters?
Before now, the president just signed the amended part of the constitution that gave them autonomy. Before now, all of them, their financial dealings, their financial autonomy depend on the governor. So, and it's whomever the governor will that he works with. And you know the content and the context we are running in our nation. A lot of people are not so dependent of themselves. You know, the political will to determine your own movement is not there for elected public officers.
If you're a member of a state house assembly, what will you do in this ones?
It's a difficult task until we get there.
Yeah, but with what is happening now, you know, the race for the Senate president, the race for the speaker is already on.
Yes.
Yeah, if you are to, look at it objectively,
yes,
which region should these two major
now I will speak on two factors objectively. One, I have personal love for the political development of the Southeast Nigeria. I wanted them that the political class of Nigeria should not undermine their political population and get them involved in every political activities, even the one that they are not there by voting. Okay? Because in politics, when it comes to elective politics, you don't determine who gets who.